weren't here, I wasn't lying about Holy Cross, that it was gonna be because they're throwing knuckleballs at you. They sort of break the game a little bit, and you have to think completely different for a game. And they were certainly in command for most of that first half, and we did a great job in the second half coming back and finding a way to win. So now we got to go back and change back to more normal rules. Villanova just really is a very talented team. They've lost a lot, like we've lost a lot. They do have 3 5-year guys. That is the biggest difference I see between the two teams right now. Is having 3 5-year guys is really different. Where we really have 3 3-year guys as our maximum of experience. So we're in for a tussle there. It'd be a great crowd in their brand new arena where I played in before, and I was at West Virginia. But it's been remodeled, and it's a tough ticket. It's going to be hopefully it'll be a great game. Hopefully we can. Painful to watch the championship game. You know, we felt so out of it in the second half, and I have to keep looking. Wait a minute, there's 5 minutes to go in the first half, and we're down 2, right? And we're up 7 now, and it just it happened so quickly that the last 5 minutes of the first half, the first 5 minutes of the second half. Happened so quickly, and all of a sudden we had 15, and we never could get back. So Jay Wright's really become a great friend over time. So we're all excited about this one and see where we are when we're playing against the best.
Ethan, you want to start us off?
John, Jordan has struggled a little bit shooting-wise so far. How can he, I guess, get back on track?
Well, I don't think he's had very good shots, actually. I think that you know, the teams that we have played right now have played primarily zone. He has not been able to really get open the way we'd like to get him open. We have to find ways to get him better and get him open, but he hasn't really had good shots, really. So I'm not concerned about it. I think that we have some breakout guys. Actually, almost everybody on this team is a breakout guy. We're waiting. They've never had these like Charles Maybe. But nobody ever has had these breakout games where all of a sudden they were getting 20 and 20, and all of a sudden they've arrived. Everybody's never been in this situation before, where the coach has drawn up a play for them. They have never been that at Michigan, except for Charles maybe. So that's something we're fighting through right now, to know when it's my turn or when you need to be more assertive or less assertive.
Chris?
Were you holding your breath a little bit about Karras and a little bit of relief there?
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to have a good ending. I actually talked with him and Joe Branch's agent today. They were kind enough to call me and give me an update. So I don't want to say too much, but it was much better than expected.
Yeah, it's been tweeted that he might be back this year, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then in the first half of that game, were you getting some of the shots that you wanted to get, just weren't making them?
Oh yeah, we did have some good
Yeah.
shots. We did have good shots, but we were not making them, and it's a you know, that we just got to see how long this type of thing lingers on. But it's you know, we just got to continue to just practice, and find ways to, you know, make them in practice, make them in games. You know, some days we're incredible in practice, some days we look like we did in the game. So I just got to continue to just coach them and just try and get them good shots. And but we played again. I think it was last year too. We were down 2 points to Central Michigan, and they played us all zone. And we were somebody else, North Florida, was a very close game. They played us all zone, much closer than these 2 games.
Yep.
So we'll have to adjust.
And would you expect to see some zone maybe against Villanova?
He hasn't played a lot of zone in a long time, so they could. You know, teams don't necessarily just, okay, they're struggling to shoot, we're going to play them zone.
Yep.
Yeah, but we don't have a zone defense. A lot of people don't have zone defenses, so it's not that easy. You just don't flip it over.
Did you right with Zach?
Now we'll probably see 40 minutes. Of zone.
Probably.
John, with so many players gone from both teams, do you look at it as a rematch? Does your team, I know Charles.
I'm sure the guys that played last year do. They look like it as being a rematch, and you know, for me personally, it's another time of playing another really good team. I mean, our schedule is loaded with these guys, with them in North Carolina. That's 2 of the last 3 national champs we play in November. So it's another good team, and I think that's what we look at. As I do.
And then with Julius, Brandon Johnson, I mean, some of the guys who were freshmen who weren't necessarily playing a ton last week, Is there any takeaways they seem to kind of were able to reflect on
Yeah.
things after 1 week of?
Yeah, I mean, both those games were difficult for them. I think we got some of them in the first half of the one game, but it was, Holy Cross was not the right game for them to go in and just go down 6 and, hey, let's go in and guard this stuff. They would've got layups. And so we had good workouts with them. We move them on and off the scout team so they get reps in. And, but I sense we need, especially David and Brandon right now, you know, at positions that we may need help at. So we were trying to do whatever we can to just grow them as quickly as possible. And, you know, if we were a mid-major program and we were only trying to win, get in a tournament one way, the Big Ten tournament, that was the only method of going there, we'd have those guys in there like crazy. But right now, you're building your resume every day, so these wins are just as important as wins in the Big Ten.
Right in the middle with Orion.
John, could we see a lot of Isaiah at the 5 against Villanova, given how they play?
Yeah, if they, you know, they have, they will go small at not, this year they've gone smaller than they've gone in the past. So, we're gonna try to be as versatile we can as a team.
And who stands out on film when you watch them? You've seen these players here.
Oh, let me just think, I know the numbers number 4 and number 5 here, but I know that Booth, right? And now I'm gonna be in trouble because I'm not remembering number 5's name, or number 4's. What? Haskell. Goodness gracious, I mean, they're playing like out of their minds. I think in a scrimmage I heard, against another high-level team, I think Booth hit 9 threes in that scrimmage. They're really both good, and they should be good. They've been there 5 years, being really good coaches, and they're good. And then now the kid that Cremo that they got from Albany averaged 25 points a game in a good league. That Albany's league there with Vermont and UMBC, it's a pretty good league. And he averaged 25 in that league, so that was a heck of a pickup for them to find. And they needed to because they lost some guys probably unexpectedly. But they've reloaded, or they had enough there, and now the freshmen are really good, and they're really playing off those guys.
Right in the front with Josh.
Isaiah seems to be adapting well to that Duncan Robinson 6-man role. You know, obviously not the same kind of player, but you know, what kind of things can Isaiah take away from Duncan's role
We
last
do
year?
want him to be a more athletic version of Duncan. Yeah, Duncan, I don't want Duncan to be mad at me, but we want him to hunt shots, but he also had double-digit rebounds, which is a first for him. He's gonna play probably 3 positions for us at different times this year. So but I do want him to shoot the ball when he's open and realize when he's not open, I'm a really good passer and I can drive. So, you know, that wasn't Duncan's thing to fake a shot, get in the lane and find somebody. Isaiah, if he can shoot at a similar level to Duncan and get the lane in, now it's a pretty good player.
Andrew?
Coach Early signing day is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can you talk about players who might be signing?
Not
specifically?
until tomorrow.
And how about, I mean, do you have a number that you're looking at number of spots you have available for that class? How about that?
Yeah, our hope is that we'll sign 2 tonight,
Okay.
or tomorrow.
All right. Thanks.
Craig?
Yeah, in the second half, I thought John Teske played about as good a defensive game as I've seen a Michigan center
Mhm.
play in forever. I mean, do you agree with that? I mean, I
He
thought
was,
it was phenomenal.
yeah, and that's he really has grown in that area, and that's big. He's grown in every area, but that's really been good. I mean, for him to block shots like that, he blocked 12 shots in 2 games. I don't think he blocked 12 shots in practice. I'm serious. He's got this other level that we're trying to get him to, and he's shown up at games to do it. He's a gentle giant. We know that, and these games have to be his time to go out there and be really forceful. I mean, I personally love the kid. I just want him. He's capable of more, and we're trying to get that out of him. And I don't have any question we are going to get it out of him.
A second question along the same lines. In the first half, when you were struggling, you went small, and I wonder what the thinking was at that particular
Well,
point.
their 5-man was popping. We weren't ready for that. They had not popped a 5 in a couple of years that we had seen, and he hit the 3 threes, and that was the difference in the game. So we had to switch every ball screen. So you say, okay, well, why don't you do it with Teske? Teske had not it's not the switching of the ball screen against them, is then the action starts. And it's really crazy action that we guarded really well, but John Teskey had not practiced that one time. So once he switched, yeah, we could stop. Now they go into their other action, they would've got layups. They would've got layups or open shots, so it was more of a defensive adjustment.
Thanks.
James?
John, I guess when did you force yourself to watch the tape from the title game? And how
It
many
just,
glasses
this
of wine
Sunday,
did it take?
Sunday was the first day, and I went through it, I couldn't watch, I couldn't listen to it, didn't wanna listen to it, and I just went all offense, and then I went all defense. And just getting in my mind what we think we had to do, so. And same thing with Louisville, 4 or 5 years ago.
I know several players are probably looking forward to this. Have you noticed a different energy or mood in practice this week?
Well, I thought yesterday was okay, but it was, no, I think we're probably pretty, understand it's a really good team. But it's not, I don't think it's, hey, remember the Alamo here, I think it is something we're gonna go and, hey, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah. San Antonio. It is something that is, something that we wanna go and really play well against a good team. We've had a scrimmage, we've had 2 games, right? We'd like to just continue to grow, and then now we're gonna find out where we are.
And then Villanova, the past few seasons, they've had one of the most efficient offenses in the nation.
Yeah.
I guess, what is it about that offense that's so hard?
Yeah, it's really simple, and they're great at ball screen, and they're playing small ball. They're Golden State a little bit. They're playing small ball and really effective at it. They've had great guards, and they got them again. They've had very versatile big men, and they got them again. And they've had great shooters, and they got them again. So they've really had a really successful, the East Coast Seaboard recruiting, while some other programs in that area were in repair or rebuilding. Villanova is the one that stayed successful from the old Big East days. Probably Villanova, obviously Syracuse has, but a lot of those programs have been up and down. Villanova stayed right in there, and it's a lot to do with Jay and the culture he has there.
Chris?
You've said the offense many times, as the offense is your baby, and your instincts are probably to put guys on the floor that can score points. But when you're so good defensively, is this kind of a different challenge for you of
We're
how
just
to?
talking about that, Chris. We're just talking about what it would be like if this guy was in there instead of that, and okay, we want to give that up. And I said, the only thing we can do, just keep doing is keep working on both ends with everybody, right? The ones that aren't as offensive minded or as offensively efficient, make them better. And the ones that are more offensive minded and aren't as good as defense, make them better. And that's the answer, and it's not gonna come overnight. It's gonna come by daily, growth that we go through.
Thank you.
Jay?
John, Iggy helped provide a spark on Saturday and overcome
Sure did.
Holy Cross. And he said back on media day, he's been looking forward to this game since he saw the schedule, and he said no pressure, no diamond. What are you expecting out of your freshmen tomorrow night in Philly?
This will be, I know this will be great for him, and it will be one that we have to, typical freshmen in these they get a little amped up. The first national TV game, and the crowd will be, it's a sellout, and ticket, there's been no tickets available for a while, so we've got to make sure that he sort of focuses and plays the game the right way still, even though I know he's excited.
James?
For Eli, it's going to be his kind of a homecoming of sorts for him. Is there anything you can do to make sure he doesn't get too amped up?
Yeah, his parents will be there, and he's really played well, and we want him to continue to do that. And then obviously that was an option for him as well. So I'm looking forward to having him go in there and play in front of his family. And I think he'll play like he plays. That's the hope. He's from that area. I hope he just really plays well.
And then going back to Karis real quick, when you initially heard about it, what he's been through, I guess how does it make it more difficult hearing that?
Yeah, just Karis and I have been through a lot from his recruitment all the way to very promising years that were just cut short, and it was like, why does this happen? And then when they I think the warning was, don't look at it. So I don't like to see those things. I don't like to see them, so I wouldn't look at it. But then I got the call this morning that that there's no fractures, and as a result, if there's no fractures, then there's a chance he can be back this year. So I'm really, he is a bit of a Gumby, bendable guy, right? And I'm just so happy because apparently it was so ugly to watch, and that's why I didn't want to watch it. But I could talk with him on the phone today. I could tell he was so relieved that, you know, that this is not one of those other season-ending injuries that he's seen twice.
Coach, I think
All right,
Thanks, Coach.
See you soon.